Steve Smith we were perhaps expecting better things from. He knows he scored badly in his first ride. He's got to get some better points this time. Chris Winterburn, of course, had that win first time out. He's in grid 3. John Hiscock had a second. He's in grid 2. And Rob Wilson right over there on grid 1. He had a third place. So a big entry in the 1000cc sidecars. A lot to be sorted out during the 4 legs at the point score. So looking at the Steve Smith situation, he could perhaps make things up, because of course other riders will take points off each other. Oh, they get underway. Rob Wilson made a good one on the inside. Has he just done enough to get in front? I don't think he has, as they disappear into the bright sun, trying to make out as they go out down that back straight. I can see Steve Smith sitting there in third place, Richard Thomas in second. And it is Paul Johnson that's got the break coming around off that bottom turn. Paul Johnson with the lead, then Richard Thomas in second, Steve Smith in third. It's all very, very close between those three. They get even closer going to that top, but Rob Wilson's got in there as well. Rob Wilson comes through on the inside and gets up into third place. Steve Smith comes back at him though, and he gets that third place back. Those two together, as they've got Richard Thomas in second and Paul Johnson with the lead. So Paul Johnson trying to keep it tight. Richard Thomas breathing down his exhaust pipe, tries to find a gap going into that top bend once again. And Rob Wilson's elected to go around the outside. And he gets to drive off that top bend. Richard Thomas goes past. They go together into this bottom turn, all three of them together. Paul Johnson getting Rob Wilson attacking him from the outside. Richard Thomas on the inside. And Richard Thomas has got his nose in front. Paul Johnson still there in second. Rob Wilson going after that second place. Richard Thomas and Clive Stoneman it is that have got the lead. Rob Wilson attacks once again, and Paul Johnson in all sorts of trouble. He locks it sideways. Steve Smith comes through, and Steve Smith gets up into third. And again it changes. They go in that bottom turn. There was connections there in that bottom turn, but Richard Thomas gets the win. Oh, that was Rob Winterburn, in fact, that was fighting his way through at the back there. Remember, he had a win first time out.
Restart just 3, Solomon David and Solomon Beavis be excluded as the primary call. The stoppage again, Ivor Matthews making the start, but Wilson gets through on the inside. It's Wilson leads to Matthews, second Robson in third. Matthews gets back through on the inside. Wilson moves. Wilson overcoming off that corner. Tremendous action on that first corner. Matthews leads over Wilson second. Wilson trying to get back round the outside. Matthews, they go in that top corner. Once again, this is what 1000cc Sidecar action is all about. And now Rob Wilson trying to find the line through on the inside Matthews. As Matthews leads into that bottom corner, Wilson second, these two pulling away from Robson. They dive into that top end once again. Wilson's got the run of the inside of Matthews, a quicker line round the outside as Matthew leads them from Wilson second. It's Robson in third as they power into that pits corner once again. It is still Ivor Matthews lead. Rob Wilson, his tail going to that back straight once again. Who's got the quicker outfit on the straight? Looks like Matthews, just a little bit more speed. Leads into that top corner once again. Again, Wilson going for the inside line. Can he get the speed coming off the corner? It's almost alongside Matthews. But together as they move on to the last lap, Matthews on the outside. Wilson trying to get through on the inside. Wilson gets through on the inside of Matthews. Back round the outside. Wilson comes again back up the inside. Scintillating stuff between these two. There's half a bite between them. Matthews on the outside. Wilson trying to find a way through on the inside. They lock shoulder to shoulder going into that final corner. Wilson on the inside, Matthews round the outside. Who's going to take it? They're absolutely together. They are together as they cross the line. Robson has got the third place. I really couldn't separate them there. I'll leave it to the lap scorers. They were virtually together as they came across the line, and this is why the people want to see the big chairs. Absolutely scintillating action there in race number 19.
Underway for this second semi-final. You can see that one outfit's left on the start, but as they get underway, it's John Halsey and Jason Glenie that have made the best of the start. They're all together for second, third and fourth though, as they sort themselves out on this first turn. Is coming out best in second. Alan and John Lord in there mixing it as well. They've gone wide in the pit bend. And it is Mark Edwards that's now chasing after John Halsey at the front. Dave Steer has gone around the outside and got up into third place. Gary Jackson now coming through for fourth. But Mark Edwards is pushing John Halsey. He's not going to be content for the second place. Letting John Halsey know that he's there, and John Halsey lost a bit of grip. Well, he's desperately fighting to get the grip back again, but you could see the back wheel spinning. He wasn't putting power to the floor, and it gave Mark Edwards the advantage, but not quite enough. John Halsey has But Mark Edwards is saying, well, fair enough, I'll go the long way round. He tucks in behind him, going to the back straight and changes. He goes on the inside. Tremendous racing from Mark Edwards and Myles Simmons. Kidding John Halsey that he had to stay on the outside. Tremendous racing from Mark Edwards and Myles Simmons. Terrific sidecar racing. That's only the semi-final. We've got the final to come.
There was obviously some deliberation there somewhere. So, race 23, 74, 24, 57, 184, 14, 2, Dominic 47.34, 55.8 miles per hour, and here they come again. Sponsored by Steer Frames, and John Underwood riding a Steer frame leads into the first turn. Ivor Matthews trying to go around the outside, cuts back on the inside. It's tight stuff on that corner. Hope you're watching, Jay. John Halsey leads it then. Somebody's just gone backwards. Was that Peter Lloyd going backwards? Round they come on the front line. John Halsey leading. Ivor Matthews in second place. Then it's Peter Lloyd. And then it's Neil Owen. I think it was Neil Owen going backwards actually. Round they come then. Oh, John Halsey gets a bit crossed up, but he keeps it going forwards. Brothers, then it's Neil Owen, then it's Peter Lloyd. Sorry, going around the wrong way around just a minute, because of course Peter Lloyd normally rides 4, as does Neil Owen, so it gets quite complicated. Down the back straight, Ivor Matthews is looking to try and take John Halsey on this turn. He goes to the outside. John Halsey strikes the throttle on the inside. They're locked into battle, and down they come with one more lap to go. John Halsey on Mr. Winterburn, Neil Owen, and Peter Lloyd. Look at that, look, clean as a whistle, straight through there. 15, Ivor Matthews leads down the back straight. Number 13, John Halsey in second place, and the Winterburn brothers looking for a chance to come through, and Neil Owen powering around the outside. Look at them coming around that corner together, and the checkered flag is out. It's the Masters Championship. Ivor Matthews wins it, John Halsey second, Winterburn's third, Neil Owen fourth, and Peter Lloyd in fifth place. The Masters warms up.
I wish Signal Racing had sent me something up to tell me what they was doing. I could have helped them out. But never mind, that's life. See you next week at the Race Today's Scintillator meeting at the Wagstaff Farm, Abingdon. Not too far from Maidstone. Might find it easier if you're going a long distance to drive straight down the M20, come off on the A28 and follow it back. Probably the easiest way to do it. See you there. The rest rise, the takes fly, and we're on the way with the last race of the afternoon, race 46, and Paul Whitelam makes the whole shot. Down to the first turn he goes, and look who's breathing fire down his exhaust pipe. It's not only anybody, it's Steve Smith. Round they come then, Paul Whitelam, Steve Smith, Richard Thomas, Paul Johnston, Rob Bradley, Colin Blackburn. Oh, the first two are at it, hammer and tongs, and so are second, third and fourth. What's going to happen here? 92, Paul Whitelam being taken a little bit wide. Steve Smith is in there. Steve Smith means business, and Paul Whitelam knows it. And it's tight stuff as they exit that pit's turn, and the other four are all closed up together now, and I need eyes everywhere. Paul Whitelam, extends that lead just a little bit over Steve Smith. They'll see the last lap flag as they come round this time, and Smithy means it. 92, Paul Whitelam, Steve Smith, and Rob Bradley, Paul Johnson, Colin Blackburn and Richard Thomas, and it's all down to this last half lap now, and Smithy's coming hard up that straight. Paul Whitelam leads it, and Smithy means the business. Smithy closes right up on him. Round that turn they come. Will Whitelam go wide and make a mistake? Smithy's in there to cover the line, but it's Whitelam. Whitelam takes it. Smithy second by half a bike's length. From 17, Rob Bradley. From 7, Paul Johnson. 25, Colin Blackburn. And 60, Richard Thomas. Well, what a final.
It will be decided now as they start to get themselves settled down on the start line. Interestingly, perhaps, Gary Jackson has gone for an inside gate. John Halsey next to him. Tim Bennett is right on the inside. Up go the tapes and we get underway with the final of the 1999 British Masters Sidecar final, and John Halsey has got himself to the front. John Halsey is in front as they go round that first turn. The West Park. Off that top bend, and they come down past us at the end of the first lap. Gary Jackson and Pugh have got up in the second. Ivor Matthews is up there in fourth place at the moment, pushing Gary Jackson all the way, and Gary Jackson has got wide. John Halsey's gone very, very wide, and Gary Jackson has noticed that he's coming through on the inside, but John Halsey comes back at him. Now, it was in this bottom turn that Gary Jackson got closer last time. Rob Wilson is out of contention either as they get close in that bottom turn. Rob Wilson has seen a gap. Rob Wilson has come through on the inside of Gary Jackson, got up into second, has he? He has indeed got up into second. Rob Wilson gets up into second, and indeed as he goes around that bottom bend, Rob Wilson is up into second place. As they go up the back straight. Slows it all up in second place. Gary Jackson is sitting in third as they go across the line. It's John Halsey and Jason Glenie that have got it. Rob Wilson and Tony Miles in second. It means that we have got a British Masters champion in 1999. John Halsey and Jason Glenie. This is what they wanted. They won many, many meetings already this year. This was the big one. Nobody enjoyed the controversy that followed the 1997 meeting. They've settled it out on the track this afternoon. The new champions are John Halsey and Jason Glenie.